Hello, and welcome back to X Marks the Spot, the ultimate destination for diving deep into the vibrant era of the 80s. I'm your host, Breeze Aubrey, with my co host, Devin Moore. And today, we'll be exploring why this iconic decade remains a cultural touchstone not only for Gen X, but for all generations. Join us as we unravel the magic, the music, and the moments that continue to captivate the hearts and spark conversations across the ages. I miss leaving home on a Friday night and not getting back till Sunday
morning. So, oh my God, yeah. But I always checked in with my mom. I always checked in. She's like, well, if you go anywhere with friends and you end up at blah, 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 and you have time to let me know. Just hey, heads up.
Call me, you know.
Oh, and that was another thing. Actual phones, like home phones.
Well, no. I
Did you have a beeper?
No. No, I didn't. I wasn't that advanced. You know?
I had a beeper when I was older.
But I grew up in the time with the rotaries. You know, we had to do
We had
all
the
that.
rotary.
And then it advanced to more
pushy buttons.
Pushy buttons and all. But you know what was really cool back in those days is that we had what was it? If you want to know what the time was,
movie phone.
you could push certain buttons and it would tell you what the fucking time.
Yeah, let's see the time. The time and the weather.
Mm-hmm. And I was like, excuse me. I was like, oh, and then we would. What was it? Well, I guess I did this when I was living in Boston or Sudbury, Massachusetts. Sorry, but we had this thing where you could actually phone up and you could press a certain amount of button or call a certain number, and it would call your number back on your phone, and the phone would actually ring.
Why would you do that?
Well, there's a reason.
Why would you do that?
You want to hear this?
I do.
Okay. The reason why you did it is because you had friends that were outside, and say you were like they say, hey, we're gonna be outside, and it's like, oh, well, don't you want to come in? It's like, no. It's like, I don't want to meet your parents and stuff like that.
Right.
So I was told that there was a number that you could actually dial, where if you dialed it and then you dialed your number, or no, if you dialed a certain number, then the phone would ring in less than 5 minutes.
Like you call it.
Yeah.
And you hang up and it would ring.
And it would ring back. Like in about 5 minutes.
I've heard of this. I didn't know there was a.
It was.
Support.
Yeah, and it would actually call back, and people would go ring ring. It's like, oh God, dang. And then you would get out of then you'd have an excuse to say, hey, how's it going? Yeah, okay, yeah, my parents, yeah, okay, I'll be there, and you could make up any kind of shit and get away with it. And your parents would still say, okay, sure, I gotta meet
such and such. They just called me.
Mm-hmm.
That kind
of thing. So I gotta
go.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're like, okay.
Yeah, and they would.
My friend called me and wants me to go out with them.
Right.
Bye.
Yeah, even though you just wanted to go on your fucking bike and just get the hell out of there. You didn't want to stay with the family meetings, you know. But yeah, it was a cool thing back then. But it was. I don't know if you can still do it, but you know. But then again, it evolved to Star 69.
Yeah.
You know, and all. All right, now the next one that I have is, how come no one talks about us in the media? Now.
I have my theories.
Okay. Well, let me get this out because it's
what is it? What is your little?
The guy, his name is Jeff Gibb, and he's a blogger, and he says, we're not whiners. We were here before the internet boom. We know how to do things the hard way and the easy way. We know how to work crappy jobs because we didn't have helicopter parents. So
yeah.
So thanks, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff. That's awesome. That hits it right in the head.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I like the first part of this where it says we're not whiners.
We'll bitch and complain about things, but you don't.
But it's worth. But when we bitch about certain things, it's about real.
It's real shit.
It's real shit.
It's real shit.
It's not about
real talk. Real talk.
Well, it's not like you're talking about, I'm a man. Does it look like I'm a man? It's like, and I have pronouns. I'm sorry, I'm gonna start on this, but look, life is already confusing as it is. So.
Well, here's my thing. I think here's my opinion on Gen X and why we're so, because and it goes down to our parents and our grandparents, and it's all about how they were raised, and let's be honest, our parents weren't raised right.
Well, they were boomers.
Yeah, they weren't. I mean, they had abusive parents too, and God only knows.
I wouldn't say abusive. I mean, it just they.
I can speak for mine.
Yeah.
They were my.
It was nowadays, it's a form of abuse, but
But now it's like, and they were very well disciplined. How was that?
Yes.
Very well disciplined.
Mm-hmm.
To the point that it could have been extreme abuse. How is that?
Yes.
That sounds better.
Okay.
But. Yeah, my parents were just brand new, spanking, 3 years into a marriage, and they had me. And so, they were kids themselves, Dad had just gotten out of college, and Mom was right out of high school, and they were just trying to learn, on their own, because they were kids too, and kids raising kids, know. So you can't blame parents, but there's like a part that's like, hey, I want to discuss this with you and tell you my feelings, but your feelings are going to get hurt, and you're not going to like it. You're not going to like it.
No, I quite agree with you on that.
It's just honesty. Honesty is our policy.
Yeah, just growing up in that for Gen X, it was more, you got to do the work, And this is, and I will say this, we did grow up with electronics, but there wasn't really the internet. We had like little Coleco games and stuff like that. But at the same point, we were taught, we were taught hard work and putting it in there. And if you wanted something, you got to earn it,
That was drilled in our heads.
Mm-hmm.
Parents were like, you're gonna work hard or go to school or both.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like, okay, you can do this, and this, and no. It was like, I don't know, for them. I'm just speaking from my experience. I felt like I had really no choice. It was either go to school or work.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like, well, what am I going to do for school? There's so many things that I like personally, like hobby. I'm an artist. I would love to go to school to teach art, because even though I don't care for kids, I know kids are important because they're our future. I believe the children are our future. But seriously though, and I look back at things now. I'm really glad I didn't finish school. I'm an art school dropout, and I'm proud of it. Because I look at teachers now and I'm like, there's no fucking way I would be teaching in a school. There's no way. There's no way.
For me personally, if I have a teaching degree, I wouldn't be doing it here in America.
Oh God, no.
I'd be in some other foreign country and saying.
I think I would be in France or somewhere.
Oh yeah, definitely.
For art.
Yeah.
Oh my God, or in Italy.
I would definitely be doing art in there where it's respected.
It's respected, exactly.
So
going back on the topic.
Okay. Going back on the topic. The next one, which it's number 4, and I know we're gonna talk about this shit for a long fucking time.
Yeah, this will probably be a series or something.
Okay. So it says, why was music so great in our time? Many trailblazing times were, let's start it off with the big one, MTV.
Yeah.
Now, MTV, for all you Gen Zs or even millennials, MTV was so fucking good.
It was radical, man.
Yeah, radical. No.
Radical.
I actually knew a friend of mine who told me this story about a friend of his who watched MTV for 3 days and was waiting for this video to come. And he watched all the videos and just, I can't wait for this to happen. And eventually it came on. But at the same point, I was like, going, damn, man, you watched all those fucking music videos, you know.
Just to wait for one.
Just to wait for one. Or he was doing it for a pet project or something like that. I don't know. They didn't know. But, yeah, there was a lot of things that were happening there. And now, I'm not skipping around. I'm going straight to this MTV Fun Facts.
Oh, cool.
Okay?
Yeah.
MTV had a small library of music videos in the beginning. So they didn't have as many music videos at the time. So what they did is they had to rehash. Yeah. And do that and all. And I thought that was really cool because, you know, I always thought when MTV got out, they had all these music videos, but they only had a certain amount.
They only had, I bet, like, I don't know, what, like a 2 to 3 hour block maybe, and then had to recycle them, had to reloop everything.
Well, yeah, and then, you know, with all the videos that came out, and a lot of them were just not a very small group of videos that came out, so you can imagine they had to repeat a lot of them and go, we got to have some more content.
But then I'm so glad that, you know, later down the years, and I hate that the route that MTV went with all the reality shows and everything. I hated that route that they were going. Yeah. Because here we are in 2024. We have all these stupid reality shows.
Don't get me started.
I mean, we could just done with a few of these and be okay with it, but now, and then MTV just didn't show videos. It was just nothing. But I'm glad that like it progressed of when it was good. Because of all the different shows, you know, you had like your Headbangers Ball, your Yo MTV Raps.
Hi, this is Breeze Aubrey. Join us next time as we delve deeper into Generation X that continues to captivate this dynamic generation. Until then, keep your eyes and ears open for the wonders just waiting to be discovered for Generation X. Thank you for tuning in to part 1 of our Generation X podcast, and stay curious. Goodbye for now.